Hey guys, it is Chuck and Sean again, coming back with another candid conversation. Tonight we're going to talk about conflict resolution. And also we want you guys to drop in the comments of any topic, any subject that you want us to talk about. Okay?
And y'all, please forgive my beard. My lovely fiance does not want me to shave until we get married next month. So I'm looking particularly unkempt. You still think I'm fine, baby?
I still think you're fine, baby.
That's what's up. Okay, we still recording good. Okay, conflict resolution.
Yeah, so, you go?
No, go ahead, baby.
Okay, so conflict is going to come, every relationship, but conflict resolution means we're trying to resolve it. So we were talking about some steps that we think that helped us because, of course, we've had conflict. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I had
and I was always right.
Right, that's the problem. So the first thing that I've had to learn was that I don't have to be so quick to resolve it. I want to get back to our peaceful place, our love, and make up quick. But he want to process it, or he needs to process it a little bit longer. Right.
And which most men are like that.
Right.
I think women process things much faster than men do.
Right.
And it's just one of the differences between men and women. But I know that one of my biggest issues when we have conflict is that I'm learning now that the person you have a conflict with is not necessarily your enemy at that time. Mm. When you're resolving something, it does not mean that somebody has to win and somebody has to lose.
Right.
It's coming to an agreement to further, an agenda that was already in place. And so that's something that my baby is teaching me, that I am not, when we get in a disagreement or, it does not mean that I'm the enemy.
Right.
So, and I never looked at it like that, until she taught me that. And I was like, wow, so it's not that you're looking to win anything. Mm-hmm. The object is for us to both win as a couple so we can,
right.
Get on to do more things. So,
right. So basically, another thing to add to what you're saying is the key is resolution. So we are on the same team, mm-hmm. and we're trying to resolve something. And also remember that everything may not be resolved right away. Some things are tough, Some things you may just not be able to agree on. So some things you can table, come back to it. So if I'm communicating with him during the situation, I have to listen to him to understand where he's coming from. Not to make my point or hurry up and say, well, I'm ready to say this when he's done. No.
Yeah. True. And I know, I won't say most men. I know for me, like, I was so used to being in defense mode that I took everything as a personal attack. Mm. And it wasn't. And here again, it took me a while, and I'm still learning how not to take everything personally, or something happens when it goes into your mind, and it just like reconfigures and rewires to something else that actually had nothing to do with what she said. And so, I think, just learning those communication skills with each other, and that's just going to take time. Yeah. It's going to take time. That's going to take talking, mm-hmm. Just, regular conversations. Hey, babe, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And just learning body language, learning those little nuances and things like that. So you'll better be able to resolve that conflict when it happens.
So like you said, learning your partner's communication style. because some partners don't want to talk when they're upset, or they don't want to talk right away. Also, I think you have to be intentional about how we're going to resolve conflict before we even get into a conflict.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, some people don't want to communicate when they're upset. Some people hit below the belt.
Yeah.
You know, so if I know I'm going to hit below the belt because I'm upset, let's not talk until I'm ready. And the other person need to respect that.
Yeah. So I have a question, baby. What about when... Okay, so you know how people say, never go to bed upset, never go to bed mad.
Yeah.
And in the real world, that's not realistic, because it's going to happen. Sometimes it's better to table it, put a pin there. We'll go to sleep, wake up with a refreshed mind, and then maybe not even discuss it that morning, because you got to go to work.
Yeah.
You have to be focused for that. So what do you say to that? Like, how do you circumvent that?
I mean, I would say let's just decide together to table it, like you said.
Yeah.
And come back to it, because tonight is not a good time. We're not getting anywhere. We're not agreeing. And like people say, agree to disagree. What does that look like? Only thing that looks like, or it means, is we have to come to a peaceful resolution.
Yeah. A treaty, in a sense.
Right, because, I may not get my way, he may not get hit, whatever, but we have to come to an agreement some kind of way where we're both going back to normal.
Yeah.
After that. Also, what I was going to say was extend grace during conflict.
Yes.
Yeah, that's important. That's what we've had to learn, was give that person some grace.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of weeks ago, we got into a very, very heated argument, and
well, I wasn't yelling.
No. And she does not yell. She does not yell.
Very monotone.
Which I have to get used to that, because I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was making my point. I was hitting my bullet points. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, yeah, I got this. What? And she said, baby, she said, grace. You're going to have to extend grace. And it just shut down my complete argument, because I was like, she's right. Just that one word, grace. Because I know I'm going to need that too. So I think that's number one. You got to extend grace. None of us are perfect. We're going to make mistakes. Our insecurities, our fears are going to creep up into these conflicts. So you got to extend that grace, because we all need it.
Right. Also, I think what's important is to know your partner's triggers.
Yes.
And the only way you're going to know it is to hit it.
Yeah.
Pretty
much.
So you're going to learn that during conflict. So if I know this triggers him, I won't hit it, or I won't say it, or I won't do it. Because like I said, the main issue for conflict resolution is to resolve the conflict. So.
Yeah. Grace, and I think, mercy, which is kind of the twin of graces. And the way I've heard it explained is, grace is getting what you don't deserve, and mercy is not getting what you do deserve.
Right.
And I think that's key in relationships, because, everybody's going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And I think one of the problems is too many people actually think it's a perfect person for them. And
it's not.
It's not. So, I mean, I am. No?
Yeah.
That's what you thought. No, but anyway, I think that's good, baby.
Yeah.
Dylan, you got something you want to say?
He's asleep.
Oh, he's asleep. Okay. But yeah, so you want to wrap it up, babe, like with some,
Yeah, so conflict resolution. Couples are going to have conflict, but the result or the goal is to resolve it.
Yes.
And intentionally set that way in the beginning of how we're going to handle conflict. Like that means when he's upset, don't talk, because I know him. So I'm learning his communication style before I go into the conflict. I already know He don't want to talk right away. So
Especially first thing in the morning.
first he's not.
Right when I get from work.
Right. So yeah, I give you that 30 minute window because he's unwinding. So basically, learning the person's communication style, understanding you're on the same team. We're not opponents, and sometimes it may not be resolved right away, and it's okay.
Yes.
Stick a pin in it. Talk about it later.
Yeah. You got to be in it together.
Yeah.
You have to be in it together. You're not enemies.
Yeah.
And I think if you keep that same mindset, then you'll be able to, resolve those conflicts.
Right. And the idea is not to be right or to prove a point.
Right. Yes. That's a very good one.
No.
Yeah.
So.
Just a resolution. All right, babe. I think that was good.
Yeah. It's good, honey.
Yeah. All right. Dylan. I think Dylan has some parting words.
He's tired. We have worn him out.
All right, peace, y'all. See you next week.
Next time.